Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fox's Den. So today I'm recording this quick video intro to tell you about our CRITKIDZ Season 3. We ended Season 2 with the kids defeating the evil hags and saving Zybilnia, and that all went perfectly fine. They're happy, and unfortunately, we weren't able to post the videos for a variety of reasons. I might be able to try them later, but enough to say that they succeeded and all is well. So here we are, 2023. We are beginning a new campaign. I'm not quite sure what exactly we'll be doing. I do know that it'll be involving undead creatures. I don't want to give away too much. I don't want them to know what's happening either. But it'll be more of a little bit of a horror type of campaign. They're kids, so I won't, try to scare the bejeebies out of them. But it'll be skellies and zombies and such. So here we are, once again, 2023, with the same group of kids. And we will begin in about a week or so. So it'll be mid-January of 2023. And we will not be playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. In fact, we are going to expand our horizon a little bit. And we're going to try and play something somewhat simpler. It's still based on 5th edition. I went and I checked a few options, and I decided to try this game called Bugbears and Borderlands. It's a 5th edition derivative. Basically, it makes it much simpler for the players and the DMs to play. I thought, hey, why not? Let's give it a try. And so yeah, this particular video will be our session 0. It's the first time that I've recorded and put a session 0 online. I thought it was actually quite fun and quite interesting, and I thought I'd share it with you all. So, without further ado, welcome to CRITKIDZ Season 3. Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Good.
How are you?
Are the rest of them here? And
Nope.
their screens are just okay.
We're waiting for
Oh.
Phoebe and Morley. So, it's been a while. How was your holidays?
Good.
Good, I guess. Besides
We had
being a
the-
little sick, but
Uh,
I think
My
I
parents
saw
had
a
the-
picture of Elsa skiing yesterday. Is that it? On your dad's
yeah,
page?
yeah.
Cross country skiing or downhill?
Cross country.
Hmm. Have you ever done downhill skiing?
No, I haven't actually.
It's a bit scary at first.
Mm.
my family had this great idea to play D&D, but we all played our cats. So we had the 2 cats that we had now, and then we had the one that passed away a few months ago.
Oh,
So we're gonna play all of them. It's gonna be really funny. Making character sheets was really hard though.
so let's see. Maybe they'll come soon. Close this here.
Okay, got that.
Oh, I think we have somebody coming in. Let's see. Hello.
Hi.
Are you in a car? It looks like you're in a car or an airplane or something.
I'm not in an airplane, I can assure you that.
You're in a car. Where are you going?
Home.
Oh, I was hoping for something more exciting, like Disneyland or something. Wouldn't that be cool? All right, we're just waiting for Morley.
And I should be like signed in on my main desktop in like 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, it's not a problem. If you have to go off now, that's fine. Well, we can wait for you. We're still waiting on Morley anyway. There's someone back there saying hello or trying to peek over your shoulder. Okay, I think she's here. Let's see. Hello, Morley, you there?
Hello.
Hi. So no green screen, just a blue screen. Actually, sometimes she has a bit of a pink screen. It's right about now where it goes all fuzzy and turns pink and green, right? Like it just it's like a throw up screen. But we can see. Well, we can see your forehead. We're good. How you been? Oh, there you go.
There you go.
How you been?
Good.
So we have Phoebe. She's in an airplane flying somewhere. I don't know. There's a sunroof in her airplane. I'm not sure if that's safe.
No,
Don't
she's
look-
in an airplane and flying to Eberron.
Don't look outside. Okay, so Happy New Year. It's 2023, and we're gonna look at we're changing systems. We're not playing the Dungeons and Dragons anymore, but we're still playing Dungeons and Dragons, sort of.
Oh, that makes sense.
I am so confused right now.
It's very simple. Let me put it to you this way: Dungeons and Dragons is whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be
Yeah,
Dungeons and Dragons the book. You know, I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for a long time. Like, I was 12 years old when I started playing. That was a long time ago. I can barely count. And when I played, there was different versions, even at that point in time. So, I've played a lot of different versions or editions of Dungeons and Dragons, and I've played the different versions of Dungeons and Dragons. They're just not called D&D. There's different, you know, people would create different games that are similar to it. And for the most part, a lot of the games play the same way. At its core, it's the same concepts. Things have changed along the way. Things have changed a lot since I started playing. Like
Yeah,
AC?
I played it 3rd edition once and it was very different.
It's
I'm
it was
just
different.
trying to Pathfinder.
Pathfinder
Not as
is much like Pathfinder is a lot like 5th edition,
Yeah.
but it's more. They call it. They say it's more crunchy, which means there's more rules. There's a bit more complicated. When I was playing, when I started playing, the systems were much more simpler. 3rd edition is not that complicated. It's just, yeah, it's different. It's still somewhat similar to 5th edition, but you can't really play it the same way. I mean, there are things that are different, like their saving throws are different. It's been a while since I played it, so I don't remember the exact differences. It doesn't really matter, because you know what? It all ends up being Dungeons and Dragons in the end, anyhow. And what's important is that you just have fun playing the game, right? So, I've always wanted to try and play D&D, but D&D light. As a dungeon master, and I actually started to speak to Elsa about this, so, because at one point we did a one-on-one where we kind of asked you asked me a few questions about how to be a dungeon master and whatnot. And one of the things that I think I might have mentioned is when you're a dungeon master and you're trying to play D&D 5th edition, oh my gosh, if you're playing Pathfinder, I honestly I think is even more complicated. There are so many rules. Have you ever seen the Pathfinder book, by the way? It's 600 pages. It's a really, really thick book. You can learn it, but I like to play games, and I like to be... I don't like to overcomplicate things. You guys know how I play. I like to make it quick and easy, and I don't really care too much to make it complicated with rules and such. So, I've always tried to look for a way to simplify the game, even for when I'm playing with my friends, my adult friends. We get tired of all the complications and all the rules. I was looking at the system called Shadow Dark, which is being designed by somebody who... She's not a friend of mine, but I talked to her quite a bit online. And it's based on Dungeons and Dragons, but it's not ready yet. So I looked around and I found this, Bugbears and Borderlands. It's kind of a funny name. But have you looked at the book? Have you seen anything about it?
Yeah, I briefly skimmed through it.
Anybody else? No? Okay. Do you have a character sheet printed out in front of you for the game? Perfect. Oh, perfect. Saya, do you have a character sheet? She's putting her headset on. You're muted.
I don't have a character, but I have 3 blank character sheets.
Right, so you have a character sheet, a blank sheet. Okay. Okay, Phoebe is now flying without the airplane. You can see her wings sprouted. We'll give you a moment so you need to get set up.
Looks like that.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, if you hear any weird scraping sounds, it's my cat using her litter. So, don't ask.
Alright, goodbye.
If you start to block your nose, we understand why, okay?
Hi.
Okay, so she'll be on in a moment. Hopefully. So look at your character sheets. They're different, aren't they? Are they complicated?
No.
Not
Super
really, no.
simple. This looks like a character sheet like when I was playing D&D, when I first started playing many, many years ago.
Pencil.
You have a pencil? Yes. Don't use a pen. I was about to use a pen. I need a pencil too. Okay.
I have
Good
a
old
thick
pencil.
one. Doesn't fit.
Let me see if I can find what the character sheet looked like when I actually started playing. Let me see. Just so you can see.
My cat says hi.
I won't be able to see if I don't pin you. Okay, now I pinned you.
While we wait for her, let me see if I can find that character sheet. I loved it. It was so simple. Oh, here it is. Can I open it? Open.
Bye, Maisie.
Check that out.
Kidding me? Wow.
That was the character sheet that I first used when I started playing D&D. You had your armor class, you had your hit points, you can draw or whatever. I can't draw. I did a stick figure.
I already
you
have a character art.
Oh, cool. Oh, of course you have character art. I would hire you to
I
make
have a
art
miniature.
for everybody.
I have a 3D miniature.
You can see it has basically your ability scores with an adjustment and these saving throws. Look how different the saving throws are. It's quite different.
Dragon breath.
Yeah.
Whatever that's supposed
There
to
was
mean.
a lot more dragons.
Gee, I wonder what dragon breath could be.
Hmm.
Maybe it means
I guess a saving throw, like, that's pretty confusing.
you.
I mean, it was so simple, and we had so much fun back then. And it was just, I don't know. I find the games sometimes these days are just a little bit too complicated. Okay, here she is. Let's get her online. Make sure we can see her. There we go.
Okay, so it's gonna take a while to get on there.
No problem. Do you have a character sheet printed?
No, but we're working on that right now.
Okay. Not a problem. We will work with what we got. Okay. Bugbears and Borderlands. B&B. We're playing B&B, folks.
My eraser turned into a marshmallow.
Now there are. Do you have the colored version of the book or the black and white version?
I don't have the book.
Oh, okay.
Do this.
Does it look like this? Or does it look like this?
Yeah.
Give me a second to just.
I can tell my dad
Oh,
to.
I
get
have
it.
the colored one apparently.
Okay, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. The colored one is essentially there's two books. There's the Dungeon Master Guide and the Player's Guide. There are two separate books, and the black and white is all the books combined. It doesn't matter; it's the same thing. I'm just gonna be okay. I'll be using the colored one for now, but I'm sure you can find the pages and what references within the black and white. But let's
Is
take a
there a
look.
way that I can find it?
Does your dad or your mom have the book?
Nah, it's my dad. He told me that if I needed it, I could tell him.
Well, you don't need it, but it's okay. Let her go check and see. Let me just take a look quickly at the character sheet here. Now, which character sheet do you have? Do you have the one that looks like this? Probably not, right?
No.
Or do you have one that looks like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have
Okay.
that. Wait,
Everyone
no,
has-
wait. I have whatever this is.
This one?
I got the other one.
I have that one.
Okay, it's the same thing. It's just that this is all in one page. And this one, there's two
Yeah.
pages. It doesn't
Yeah, I have
really
two
matter.
pages.
You can use whichever one you want. 2 pages might give you more space to write things. It's whatever you chose to use. But there are 3 character sheets for every class. So if you are playing a fighter, you need specifically the fighter sheet. So as long as you have the character sheets, and Phoebe will get one soon, we'll begin. So, Bugbears and Borderlands. It plays very much the same way as Dungeons and Dragons. There are a few differences, but very, very, very minor differences, and there's a lot of rules that are just no longer there. Don't worry about it. It's still a D20, and I heard someone worrying about not using your dice anymore. Don't worry, you're going to be using all the same dice. It does not change. You're gonna all those pretty dice you have. You're going to be using them.
Ton of dice.
Imagine you have to throw out all your dice to play a new game. That would really, really suck.
That would be absolutely
So,
terrible.
you have a D20 system. It uses advantage and disadvantage, and you know what that is, right? So there's no need to explain that.
No.
Now, the system itself, you have only... I can't count. 4, 5, 3. 3 classes. That's it. Don't have a whole bunch of classes. You can
There's 4
probably...
of us. There's
create-
2 of one class.
Well,
The wizard class fits in a lot of spellcasters. As like,
the wizard class should actually be called, in my opinion, just my opinion, I think the wizard class should be called a spellcaster class. Because
yeah.
it's not a wizard, and it's not a cleric. It's a spellcaster. So it's done away with like druids and sorcerers and wizards and clerics. It's just you are somebody who can cast magic of what type. It's your choice.
I can do magic tricks, like card magic tricks.
Another thing that's different, if I look at this sample character sheet here, there are no strength, intelligence, dex, wisdom, constitution, charisma numbers. You don't have 16s and 18s and 10s and 12. You only have the number that matters, which is the modifier. That's all that
I know.
matters. It is
I never
super
pay
simple.
attention to the other things.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure I personally like this, because I'm very, very old, and I like the way things used to be. I can get a little grumpy sometimes. Like, well, Crunk. I'm Crunk. What can I say? Like, Crunk's personality comes out of me. I'm just an old, cranky old man. Unfortunately. So you can see that the the ability modifiers are just that, modifiers. in the old school, when I used to play, I would say people roll under your score. So if you had a 15, you had to roll under. That's the way it used to work. But we're not playing that. We're playing the modern game. So you have these modifiers. Now the modifiers, when you start a new character, you're not rolling for these things. You're not going to roll 3d6, 4d6. That's gone. That's not applicable with this game. Instead, you start off with the base ability score modifiers, and you choose to place it however you want. So you have a +2, +2, a +1, a 0, 0, and a -1. And you put it wherever you want. But keep in mind that...
I'm all ready.
What's that?
I'm ready. I'm going to hang up now.
Okay, perfect.
Definitely.
Okay, I think she's coming back. Here we go. Okay, she's back. Can we hear you?
Yes.
Excellent. I think we can hear you, right?
Hi. Can you
Perfect.
hear me?
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, so like we were saying, we don't have to roll for your abilities. You simply take the 6 numbers that you're presented with, and you create your character with that. However, you want to make sure you give the +2s to the ability scores that matter the most to you. So, for example, if you want to be a big fighter tank machine like Phoebe's character used to be, well, you want to give the +2 to strength. If you want to be a very, very charismatic person, well, then give the +2 to charisma. And as far as the classes go, you have only, like I was saying before, oops, I almost deleted this, sorry. You only have 3 classes: Fighter, Expert, and Wizard. I'm probably going to call it Spellcaster from here on out, because I don't like to use Wizard. As Wizard to me implies... Mage and Wizard and Sorcerer all imply the same thing to me. You know, like... Druid, Cleric, and such kind of is... It's a different school of magic, sort of. But a Spellcaster can be either or. But anyway, if I end up saying Spellcaster, it's just me being stubborn. I don't want to call it a Spellcaster. But according to the rules, it's a wizard. In alignment, we never really worried too much about alignment in previous sessions. And that's because I never worry about it. I honestly... It's very rare that it becomes needed. Do you even remember what your alignments were in your other characters?
I
Like,
think
you have a
it
good
was
or
like,
something?
Mine might have been neutral.
I think mine was like, yeah, I don't remember at all.
See, it doesn't matter.
I didn't. Yeah.
As long as you're not evil, I don't mind. Some players prefer to play an evil character. As a dungeon master, I don't like having to play evil characters. When I play Dungeons and Dragons, and everyone plays their own game, their own way, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But ultimately, the dungeon master decides what sort of campaign he wants to have, and then the players have to, discuss it. And if they really, really want to play an evil character, well, you have to kind of convince the dungeon master. But we're not playing evil characters. We're gonna stick to good and neutral, and that basically means either you're really a goody two shoes and you're gonna, want to save everyone, or you're like, I don't care. Like, in any case, it doesn't really matter. It's there, but they've taken away the neutral good, neutral evil, chaotic good, lawful. That's all out, and I'm fine with that. Makes it just so much easier. And we will be playing a sort of heroic game campaign, which we'll talk about after this quick character building session. We're going to refocus our campaign for 2023, and it might not be as epic, but it'll be good versus evil, and we'll get to that in a moment. I went through the rules quickly, and the only thing that I can find that's really different, and I love this because I do this myself, is you no longer have action, bonus action, reaction, this action, that action. No, 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 oh. I hate that. A lot of games, I just want to get on with it. I don't want to wait for someone to do something. And when someone gets up in like 8th level, 9th level, oh my gosh, 15th level, by the time you're at these high levels, to go around a table, imagine you have 6 players at the table, and someone is taking 10 minutes to do their turn. By the time you go around a table, an hour has passed. And it just grinds the game down. It's like watching a movie, and it's so slow. So, what I like to do is I like to trim down what they call the action economy, which means you only have 2 actions. And it's very simple. You can move and move, you can attack and move, you can move and attack. That's it. Like, we're not going to go and get all crazy and say, well, I have this action, I have this reaction, and I have this. We're going to make it go really, really quick. That's the whole point of the game, is let's get this going quick. Now, actions, you can basically attack with a weapon or an object or a spell. You can interact. You can open a door, open a chest. That's an action. So if you open the door, well, you can't attack. Your action was opening the door. You cast a spell. There are still conditions such as, these things, dodging. So you can dodge, which basically means you're not attacking. You're more so defending. I think Phoebe's character did it a lot, trying to be diplomatic and trying not to fight a lot. Well, that's dodging. If you want to be like the shield in front of your wizard or something, you can say, I'm dodging. So people have a disadvantage when they try to attack you or your enemies. Disengaging is you're just trying to run away. Plain and simple. Dashing is basically moving twice. And hiding, well, you know what hiding is. However, unlike in the 5th edition where you can I think, what is it? Was it rogues? Was a very specific class race combination with feats that almost made him invisible. Where's the fun in that?
Probably like Skulker and then like Shadow Monk or something.
There's probably a lot of things out there.
And then Rogue.
But when you put all these things together, you package this, like you create this package of a character. Again, this is just my opinion. It becomes so powerful that when a dungeon master is trying to help tell a story, and he can no longer surprise somebody, he can no longer allow something to happen story-wise because someone's character basically says, oh, this is the rule, and you can't make me surprised. You can't make me... I have to hide. So it's kind of a give and take. Like, yeah, you can hide, but you're not immune to it. So you need shadows. You need something to hide behind. You can't just suddenly, boom, disappear. Unless you have a ring of invisibility, which is a different story. So that, in a nutshell, is sort of the changes to the system. It's super simple. Let's take a look at the character sheet again. Have any of you thought about what perhaps you would want to play for your classes? Let's start off with okay, Saya, your hands are up. You muted. Saya?
I wanted to play a kind of druid-like character.
Okay, so you are going to go down the spellcaster magic user route. Okay, perfect. Do you know what kind of race you're looking at?
Maybe like half elf, maybe even drow or something.
All right. Probably not drow, but half elf is good.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So let me take these little notes down so I have an idea, and we'll go around the table. So you're looking at half elf.
Can I just be like elf? Like
you can be elf.
High elf.
Sure. Kind of like a druid, right? You said. Sort of.
Yeah.
Okay. Morley, what are you thinking about?
I haven't really done much else besides I want to be more of a warlock character because I wanted to try that out.
So you want to be kind of like a caster, a spellcaster with sort of some kind of like dark ability, basically.
Somewhat like that.
All right, so we'll say like there's no warlock class, but we'll look at the possibilities. What sort of race were you thinking about?
I don't know. I didn't get to think about that.
All right, we'll get back to you, Elsa.
Either like an assassin or a scholar character.
Take the assassin, like,
Assassin, skulker, danger. All right, what kind of race are you looking at?
Tiefling?
All right, I think that should be acceptable.
Sword, though.
What's that?
I might be like a caster though.
Okay, so you're not entirely sure if you want to be that sneaky or a caster.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Phoebe, what are you thinking about?
I want to be the tank. I know that for sure.
yeah, that was kind of expected.
Wow. Okay, I kind of expected that too. Is this? Can you all read what's on the screen? It's clear. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
perfect. All right. So we kind of got the
What
type
page
of
are you
character. This is page 8 of the colored version, so I'm not sure what page this is of the
Okay.
other version.
I have the colored version, so I will go there.
Let's see. That would be page 10 of the black and white version.
Yep.
I think. All right. So now that you kind of gotten the type of character, we should have done that afterwards. But anyway, I was curious. Let's think about the personality character. Now, give you an idea. When I first created Kronk, I had no idea he was going to be a dwarf. I had no idea he was going to be a spellcaster. All I knew was I wanted a cranky old man to just, push you guys along and be there to help you out. And from that, I said, oh, yeah, cranky. I would like to play a dwarf. And I think you guys needed a spellcaster, so I created a spellcaster. So going around the table again, let's start off with Elsa this time. Personality-wise, what would you think your character would be? I mean...
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Anybody have any idea what kind of personality their character would probably be? Oh, Phoebe.
Is the answer going to be a tank again?
Okay.
Just everything, every answer, a tank.
A tank.
A tank. A tank.
So pretty much the
What's
same
your weapon?
personality.
A tank.
Pretty much the same personality as the one that I had. Gollum the Warforged.
You want to basically just be Gollum the Warforged, but not be a Warforged, but still be Gollum the Warforged, and
Yep.
kind of not be
Pretty
Gollum
much.
the Warforged at the same time.
So kind of like a goody two shoes who wants to help everybody out and okay.
This also has a very heavy
Diplomatic.
Diplomatic. Perfect. I like that. So team leader.
You.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, you.
All right. Just start thinking about that. And
Can I be
you
a turtle?
a turtle? No. Wrong game. We're not playing turtles. No. Or turtles or whatever they're called. No. No. Absolutely no. That's a big N-O.
I was.
I will be a giant turtle.
I'm getting grumpy again. Turtle. Who wants
Don't
to play
turn
with turtle?
him into Kronk now. Don't turn him into Kronk. That's all I ask of you.
He basically is Kronk. Just.
Hey!
Four.
Hey! What are you saying?
Okay, just to tell you, you said that yourself.
You said it yourself.
Well, Fine. Okay, so we've thought of an archetype that you're kind of looking at. We kind of thought about your personalities. Now, your ability score modifiers, like I said, are super simple. You have those. Where did I put my notes? There we go. So you have those numbers up at the top that I will once again give you once we start writing the character. Don't write anything down in the character sheet yet. Did you get a character sheet, Phoebe? Perfect. Which one did you get? The show it to me. Is it a 1 page or 2 pager?
I got all 3.
3. Oh, okay. So it's 3 pages, one for every class. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's fine. So you got the 1 pager, but you got one of each. Perfect. All right. Let's go back to the document. No, not that one. Not that one. So I highlighted in my book, when you create your character, you choose which of the following modifiers are assigned to respective ability scores. +2, +2, +1, 0, 0, -1. For example, if you want to build a warrior, you can assign the modifiers as such. And this is what they put in as an example. So they gave the strength the highest modifier, and constitution the second highest modifier. Now you can think about this now. Don't put it down on the paper. If you have a side, like if you have a little piece of paper on the side just to write down some notes and whatnot as you go, you might want to take this down if you don't have it. So those are the, or at least not that, but specifically, you want to take down that. So specifically, you want to assign those numbers to your ability modifiers at some point. We'll get to that. Just write it down if you haven't done so. And I'll do the same thing too, because I'm going to need that reference that a few times. Just so you know, I have not created a character here yet. I wanted to do it with you, so we kind of experience it at the same time. Yay. I just read the whole document beforehand. So this is my first time creating a B&B character. Watch him be exactly like Krunk.
Oh God.
Okay, so we got
Just
that.
don't make him lactose intolerant again. That was terrible. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
No more
love
lactose intolerance.
I love the artwork. This is cool.
Yeah.
So, your character generation. Here we go. Come on. Keep going. Okay, we got there. Races.
Okay.
One of the greatest things about fantasy or science fiction is that you can pretty much play anything you want. Well, as long as your group is okay with it. And I do not say yes to turtles. No. Look at my face. I am serious. No turtles. No. However, within the selection that we have here, I think it's a fair enough. I think it's a fair selection. Where's the list? Where's the list? How come I don't have a list? I thought I had a list. Maybe it's on the other black and white. Never mind. We'll go here. We'll shrink this down a little bit so I can skip pages quicker. Okay, so we have Dragonborn. You all know what a Dragonborn is. A Dragonborn is reptilian humanoid. And when you choose a Dragonborn, you have the ancestry type, which gives you different abilities such as acid, lightning, poison, breath, etc. So that's one possibility. Dragonborn. Dwarf! I mean,
Well, dude.
the artwork for the dwarf to me doesn't quite fit what I envision a dwarf, but that's fine.
That looks like a short person that is a monk. That's no dwarf, that's a short person.
Yeah. Here's an elf.
Dude.
So elves are more reclusive than humans. They live up to 750 years. They're shorter, pointy ears, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know what an elf is.
Played this exact character before, so yes.
We're gonna be like a group of elves where all of us are elves and then
Now this is where I get a little bit confused. A gnome and a halfling? A gnome
Yeah,
and a halfling?
Yeah.
they're very different.
Well,
They're the
okay.
exact same thing.
Okay, well, gnomes are shorter races, and they live for up to 425 years. When you choose a gnome, you gain advantage on saving throws when resisting magical effects. And you have dark vision,
Wait.
up to 30 feet.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
For elves, is it the same in D&D how you only have to sleep for 4 hours?
Okay, let me clarify that. Let me see actually what it says. So most elves are slightly shorter than humans with pointed ears, natural agility. When you choose to play an elf, you learn one cantrip of your choice, pretty cool, and gain dark vision up to 60 feet. High elves are the most civilized and magical of all elves, utilizing magic in all aspects of their culture. Their skin tone varies in relation to the climate they are found, from having pale sand color to golden hue skin with silky hair of gold, lavender, silver color, blah 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 blah. Okay, go on. You were asking specifically about. What was your question again?
Do
How long do they
elves?
sleep?
Yeah, because in my
Right.
other game, I played a high elf and only had to sleep for 4 hours. That was the D&D
There-
rules. I want to know if it's the same here.
There is no specific rule that I can see of here. However, let me go here. Let me go to the actual monster section, if it's there, and see if I find elf. Elf? No. Okay, so it does not say whether or not an elf does not have to sleep. But here's my take on it, and this is how I house rule the elf situation, or anybody who says they cannot sleep.
It's not that they cannot sleep. It's that they only have to sleep for 4 hours.
The way I see it is they have to sleep for at least 4 hours. I will agree to that. And they are not immune to necessarily like when you're asleep. It's not like you can see and hear everything around you, because sometimes in D&D 5th edition it's a little bit too overpowered when you have an elf who's always aware. Where's the fun in that? If the dungeon master can't surprise you with something, then imagine you have an elf who can always be awake and never be surprised, or during camp.
Dumb.
You have someone who can see all the time through darkness. You have someone who can sneak around all the time. I mean, you become so powerful that what's the point of playing? There has to be some threat. There has to be some sort of reason for you guys to almost fear losing your character. So, but with that said, don't worry. If your character dies, it's just a game, right?
Yeah.
So I would say
that seems like more of a warning than a
if your characters
piece of advice.
die, do not worry. Don't worry. Let's say right now, here and now, I will say to you that any elf maybe doesn't need 6 hours of sleep. Put it that way, or 8 hours of sleep. That's fine. I will probably, if I have to, make my own notes on the side to add these sort of things. And in fact, I have a book. I have this little red book that I use for my campaign notes. And I'm going to put that as a very good question inside because it's not covered in the rules. So I'm going to put here, elf sleep, ? And I will then put it in my own document. You all know what house rules are?
Yeah.
Homebrew.
Exactly. And that's why D&D does not necessarily have to be Dungeons and Dragons. It can be any other system you can possibly think of. You don't even need a book. You can create it yourself. Make your own system.
Just role playing and dice, and then you have Dungeons and Dragons.
Exactly. So that answers that question for the elf. We were looking at gnomes. You have halflings, which are... I'm not sure I agree with this description, but we'll see. Halflings are small, childlike humanoids, roughly half the size of humans, which doesn't make it with childlike features. There's a spelling mistake. Who prefer to live in small villages, building their homes out of. Okay, a halfling is, if anybody's watched Lord of the Rings, it's a hobbit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's straight up a hobbit.
But you can't call it a hobbit because
They're not hobbits.
The name Hobbit belongs to the people who wrote the books. So, but if you want to picture in your mind, and you're as a fan of the game of fantasy, you can call it a Hobbit. No one's going to come after you. But because, you know, when you print the book, you have to say something other than Hobbit, it's a halfling. And that's fine. But in your mind, when you think about it, you're thinking about Bilbo Baggins, pretty much. And the description of a halfling can also be somewhat different. You notice anything about the halfling's feet here?
They're wearing shoes. That's wrong.
Well, wrong, maybe not. You see, it depends. It depends on what your group agrees on, right? If you want the classic Hobbit, what do hobbits have?
Big feet.
Hairy feet.
Huge hairy feet. So when I played D&D when I was younger, a halfling looked like a hobbit, but we couldn't call it a hobbit. Now, through the years, different people have had what's called creative artistic licenses. Mm-hmm. They create whatever they want. They create their own version, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to argue with somebody because their hobbit, their halfling doesn't have hairy feet or is wearing shoes. I don't care. If you want your hobbit, here I go again. If you want your halfling to have hairy feet, well, fine. I'm fine with that. I don't care. But that's one of the differences that was always there for halflings. And yeah, when I look at the art, I'm like, well, so a gnome has pointy ears. That's kind of like an elf, right?
It's like a short version of the elf.
Exactly.
Short elf.
So should a gnome be an elf with hairy feet? I don't know. Whatever. Let's move on. Human. What's a human? If you don't know what a human is, we have a problem.
Go back to school.
We have a problem if you don't know what a human is.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the text. So humans are the most common and versatile races, being prolific and common in all over the world. Many human cultures tend to be imperialistic and colonial in nature. They can be found in the hottest deserts, the coldest mountains, scratching out a survival where no other specials. No other special? There's another typo here. No other species, maybe, would reside. They are also one of the shortest lived, with an average life expectancy of 75 years. When you choose to be a human, you automatically gain an inspiration after every long rest. You automatically get an inspiration after every long rest. You also choose one additional ability to be proficient in both ability checks and saving throws. So, in D&D 5th edition, what they did to the human race to make them somewhat appealing to people, because people are always picking Dragonborn and gnomes and thieflings and turtles. No turtles. You have to give the humans some kind of appeal, right? So in 5th edition, they would give them more. I think it was one more increase in an ability score and maybe a feat. Anyway, in this version of the game, the author of the rules basically decided to give you an inspiration, which is pretty cool. You automatically gain 1 inspiration per day. Can be useful. And I have to look at this proficiency with both and 2 ability scores. We'll take a look at that later. And what's next? Let's see. After human, orc. Okay. That's a fairly good picture of an orc.
I think they did a great job.
Yeah, it's actually good.
Picture of an orc.
It's pretty cool. I like it. I like
When I
it.
saw the feathers in their hair, I thought they just got hit with like an arrow in the back of the head. But no, I just
I thought
realized
that
now
too.
that they just have feathers in their hair. Who knows? Maybe in this game, orcs are half like I don't know, peacock or something.
Orcs are traditionally warlike and aggressive, which is true. In Tolkien, like Lord of the Rings, the orcs are the evil creatures, right? They're the
Yeah, they're
enemies.
just
Evil
minions.
dudes.
So
They're evil dudes.
I'm okay with them being character classes. I'm okay with them.
Just maybe not as more like an aggressive.
Yeah, they have to be toned down a little bit. You know, take a chill pill, relax. But I think
Nice.
when you come across an orc in the wild, they might not be as friendly as a player character orc. Let's just say, this is where the neutral, good, evil comes into place. The alignment. I'd say the orcs would tend to be more towards evil. But you know what? Just because orcs are evil doesn't mean that humans aren't evil. And just because humans are good doesn't mean that orcs are good. It can go either way. It's not based on their class or their race. It's based on whomever they are personally. If they're an evil character, then they're an evil character. But they're still an orc. They look like orcs. Orcs are considered evil race here, and are used as antagonists in most adventures, which is true. And they may be, I haven't decided yet, they might be an antagonist in our adventures moving forward. When you choose an orc, you gain dark vision, and you gain the relentless trait. With this trait, you have, if an attack brings you to 0, instead you drop to 1 point. You can do it once per rest. Pretty cool. What else we have? We have Tiefling. I know somebody was interested in Tiefling. Tieflings are the most... Oh, sorry. Tieflings are those with an infernal heritage. Common traits include red or bluish tinges to skin color and small devilish horns or tail. Due to their heritage, Tieflings are both very rare and often viewed with suspicion or outright hostility. Keep that in mind if you want to play one. The devilish appearance lends to many assumptions being made about them. When you choose a Tiefling, you gain dark vision to 60 feet. You also gain the prestidigitation trait.
Prestidigitation, but that works too.
By the way, Saya, I told
Yes.
my friends, the people I've been playing with for many, many years, what prestidigitation is, presto. Their minds were blown. Like, presto! And all of a sudden, we don't call it prestidigitation. It's all because of you.
More like
So-
it's all because of my dad when I was
Well-
6 and I couldn't pronounce it.
It trickled down from your dad to me, back to you, back to me, and to my friends. So it's like it's spreading like wildfire. Once per long rest, as a reaction, we'll get to that. As a reaction to taking damage from a melee attack, you can cause hellish fire to strike the target that damaged you. This damage
I
equals
remember using
2d10. That's pretty
I got
nasty.
Yeah.
Okay, we have other races. Just be forewarned, and this is in the book, that in most cases, in most campaigns, these are considered monstrous species, so your character might not have a pleasant reception traveling the lands. So what they have here: bugbear, bully frog, centaur, gnoll, goblin, hobgoblin, kobold, lizardman, and minotaur.
Oh my
No.
gosh, Evan.
I will not allow these guys.
Okay, fair enough.
So
Yeah.
that was a quick review of the races. So we're going to go back, and you need to choose a race, each one of you.
Wow.
Who wants to go first? Phoebe.
Obviously, the Dragonborn.
I don't think
Okay.
any of us thought that was obvious, but sure.
I thought it was obvious.
Okay, perfect.
Dragonborn is more of a tank.
Well,
And he has 2 axe-like things, so I'm assuming I get why you would choose that.
okay, so as a dragonborn reptilian humanoids, sharing color variations similar to those of true dragons, you can choose whatever color in a minute. Dragonborns are typically encountered very rarely and live up to 70 years. When you choose a Dragonborn as your race, you choose a corresponding dragon ancestry. You gain the resistance to that same damage as your dragon ancestor, and gain a breath weapon, also similar, with the exception that your breath weapon damage is 1d10 plus your character level. Any creature within the area of effect can attempt an appropriate saving throw to reduce the damage to 1/2 on a successful save. Finally, you can use this breath weapon as a number of times per long rest equal to your proficiency bonus. So, on your character sheet, the first thing you're going to do, Phoebe, you're the first person. You're going to put, under race, Dragonborn.
On the fighter sheet.
You're choosing fighter?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Now, your speed, is there a speed movement? Yeah, there's a movement box. Your speed is 30. Everyone's 30, by the way, so you just put 30. That would be next to your race if you're using that one single page sheet. You have to choose, under your special ability and traits, what type of ancestry will you choose? Black dragon, blue dragon, green, red, white. It's on screen.
I think I'll choose black dragon.
Black dragon. So under your
Oh, you're going intense.
So put under your abilities, your ancestry is black, and you can put exactly what you see here. Black acid, 5 feet by 30 feet in a line, and it's a dex attack. And you should put also what you see here. Breath weapon, save DC, 10 plus your proficiency bonus.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go use the bathroom.
That's fine. So Saya is going away for a minute. Who wants to be next for the race? Go for it, Elsa.
Tiefling.
Tiefling. Okay. Tiefling. Where's the tiefling? Let's see. Boom. Tieflings. Oh, I missed it. Tieflings are those with infernal heritage. Due to the heritage, tieflings are both very rare, often viewed as suspicion. Okay, so you have dark vision. Write that down. You have presto. You are resistant to fire damage. You don't have this right now, but at 3rd level, you will gain Hellish Rebuke.
Mm-hmm.
That's at 3rd level. Your speed is 30. You are medium or small. You can choose. You can be a small creature or a medium creature. That's your choice. And that's it. You're
Okay.
done. Morley, it's your turn.
No.
A gnome? A gnome. Phoebe, you're okay, right? You wrote everything down? Okay, so I'll change paper here, or page. A gnome. You're a gnome. Alrighty. There you go. So, you're short. There should be somewhere where you can put your description, or you can put in your description however tall you are, 2.5 feet. You're tiny. I can squish you. You can also describe your characters later in terms of your skin color and whatnot. That's your eyes and hair. That's all fine.
Can I have a tall hat?
A tall hat?
Can I have like a 2-foot tall hat since I'm 2 feet tall? Like a hat that's as tall as me that I wear.
That's absolutely hilarious.
I know.
Wait,
Are
what
you-
happened?
4 feet tall.
Morley's
What
gonna
on this?
Morley's gonna be a 2-foot tall gnome with a 2-foot tall hat.
Oh my god. That's awesome. I love it.
Okay, I like it too.
I love this.
Let's see. Is there anything special about the gnome for the character sheet? I don't think so.
Nope, I'm just a gnome. I'm just short. That's my only ability is being
Yeah,
short.
it doesn't seem like there's anything fancy, which is fine. You're just short. But that can be very, very, helpful in some
It's
cases.
very unhelpful. Very helpful.
So your speed is 30 and your size is small. So we've... Oh, Saya, what is going to be your race?
I want to be an orc.
I would never have guessed. Okay. So an orc.
I want to try it. I've never done it before. It
Okay.
seems chaotic, but I love it.
On your character sheet, you have dark vision. 60 feet.
Wait, where do I put that?
Under special abilities and traits. Or let me take a look at your character. Don't forget to choose the proper character sheet for the class that you're going to choose.
Yeah, I'm on the wizard one.
Okay, perfect.
Wait, on the which one again?
So it's,
special abilities and traits. Dark vision.
Yeah.
How many feet?
right there. I don't know if you can see that.
30 feet.
Or the other character sheet, which is like right there in that box. So you can, I'm sure you
Yeah,
guys can
okay.
see it. All right, so that is your dark vision. You also gain, you can put in relentless, which means if you go down to 0 hit points, you drop to 1 instead. Once per long rest. Very simple. So it's very hard to kill an orc. And the minute you get to 0 hit points and you drop to 1, you should probably run.
Yeah. I think
Just-
I've understood that from having my character die before.
You get a second chance at life. Don't waste it by charging back in with one hit point.
Okay, so we've got the races done. Background. Okay, this is cool. So I like this actually. This is very, very, very cool, and you can actually maybe do your own background. After you've selected your race, you choose a background. A background is how you reflect your character, how they grew up, their past. You don't have to write. It's not a big story. I'm not asking you to write a big story. After you've done your character sheet, if you want to write a background story, that's awesome. But we're going to talk about background story after character creation, before we do talk about the actual campaign. There's 3 things
What
today.
page
We're
are
doing
you on?
page 20. We're doing 3 things today. We're doing character creation, we're doing character background, and then we're going to do a quick discussion about the campaign. If we have time. Hopefully we have time for everything. It's already 3 o'clock. Wow. Or 3 o'clock for me anyway. So your background is something, it's a trait that you gain. You have a trait that you gain from every background. For example, I think you can all read it now. There we go. Smarter. There we go. So, Arcane Conduit. You choose 1 contract from the wizard's list. So you come from a background, maybe you were at a magic school. If you, like Morley, you want to be a gnome. Maybe you're an Arctic gnome. Maybe it exists. I don't know. Maybe you're a mountain gnome. So you have cold resistance. Immune to cold exposure. And take half damage from cold attacks.
Basically the opposite of a desert gnome. And that also exists.
There's a bunch of these backgrounds. So I don't know if you want to take a look at the book. If you have the book, it's page 20 of the color book. And page...
16.
Sorry, what page? For the other book?
I think it's like
16.
Yeah.
Do you have a book, Phoebe? Okay, you all have the book. Excellent.
I have the online one, but I don't have the actual book.
That's fine. I haven't printed my book either. But I might actually order the book if I like it. It's nice color depictions. So take a quick look. Take a quick look and let me know. I'll give you 5 minutes to read it, and we'll go around the table.
Funny. Some of these are just like like so straightforward. It's like hysterical.
I want to be a jungle.
Ow. Oh my god. Who's clicking really loudly?
Oh yeah, I hear that.
It's not
Is
me.
everybody-
I don't know who it is.
Has everybody chosen something?
Then I realize you
Has
have to
anyone
wait.
chosen something? Elsa, what have you chosen?
I was gonna do combat dancer. Or combat dancing.
+1 AC to bonus. Cool.
Or maybe
Now-
oh wait.
Okay.
Sorry, combat specialist.
Reroll natural ones on d20s for attack rolls. Okay. So you can work that background into your background description.
Hmm.
How did you become a combat specialist? You don't have to tell me now, but use that trait to help put into words, like maybe 2 paragraphs, how you became a specialist. That's perfect. So add that to your special abilities and traits. Has anybody chosen something else?
Wait, I need to ask you something.
Yep.
If I choose the Fae, it says immune to sleep and charm spells. Do I know if someone's casting a spell on me? Or do they just fail and only they know that? It will affect my behavior.
You're an orc, right?
Yes.
Okay, forget about the trait itself for a moment. Think about how would an orc have a Fey background?
You know, that's a very good question.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try not to think of the ability you're going to gain, the mechanic,
And more of what the actual thing is.
and more of the background that you. So we're going. Like, a lot of people, especially in D&D 5 and in Pathfinder, you kind of focus on the mechanics. I want you to focus on your character.
Yeah.
Again, like when I created Krunk, I didn't look and see, oh, he might have this or that. I said, I want him to be cranky, and from there, I can, like, if I was to choose Krunk, if I'm going to take a quick look here, let's say I was creating Krunk, combat, desert, endurance, training, enlightenment, no, entertainer, equestrian, farmer, maybe farmer, forest, medical training, medical training is a possibility.
I know what you're saying.
Mining, monster hunter, nomadic, pit fighter, robust immune system. Bro, I would probably have just picked. I probably would have picked either monastic or medical training, because he was a healer. And then I'd say, oh, okay, now I've picked medical training. What does that do? Oh, that gives me double healing from medical kits. So look at it that way. First, look at the left side of the column. Think of what your character, envision your character, where he would have been, and then pick that. So, Elsa, you're still sticking with what you chose, right?
Yeah.
Anyone else chosen something? If you want to think of over, we can move on. You can think about it, and you just have to make a note that you have to write that. Choose down your background. Morley, you have something?
Further. I want to grow a plant.
You want to grow a plant?
Yes. That's firm.
Okay, this is answer my question. What does that mean? Are you a swamp jungle person?
Farmer.
You're a farmer. There you go. Excellent. Morley is a 2-foot gnome farmer with a 2-foot hat.
This is awesome. I love this character so far.
Give me a sickle. I will be the best.
I don't know. I honestly don't. I'm not sure I like this, to be honest. The way this is worded, but
I love it.
We're gonna go. No. I mean the rule here, like the mechanic. Reroll 1s and 2s when rolling for new hit points.
Yeah, it seems unfair.
No, it's whatever. I mean, let's think about
Fair.
it. Why?
It's weird. It's weird.
Why would a farmer have more hit points? I know why. Because a farmer has to be out there all day long under the heat, slaving away with these machines, and they have to deal with all kinds of, I don't know. It's just hard work, right?
I fight a lot of goats. I fight a lot of goats all the time. So,
Well, if you didn't wear a 2-foot hat, if you didn't wear,
so I fall over.
if you didn't wear a 2-foot hat, they probably wouldn't fight you very much. So it's your own fault.
It's not
Okay.
my fault. That's where I keep all my tin cans.
Perfect. Put down on your character sheet farmer as a background, or put like is there a background, by the way? I haven't looked. Oh yeah, there is. There's a background box. I didn't see that before. Right there.
Farmer.
So put farmer,
I know.
and you can put maybe if we can fit it there, you can put a quick description saying what the farmer does. So when you go up a level, you can remember. You should remember to reroll your hit points. Saya, Phoebe, have you chosen something?
I have. I'm
Okay.
gonna do the endurance training.
Endurance training. Okay,
It's
before I look
kind of up at the top.
before I look at what it reads, I'm not even looking at what it does. I want to know why your character's background is endurance.
I want to be like this lady who like wears skulls on her neck. I want to be that kind of person, like gothic. Just like this lady who kind of no one expects to be around.
Like the lady who licks stuff out of your eye when it gets stuck in your
What?
eye. Like 400
No, that's disgusting.
Morley?
Hello?
Hello, Morley? I don't want to know.
Okay.
Okay.
I read that in a book before that someone did that.
I feel sick all of a sudden. Saya, okay, back to you. Endurance training. I was thinking maybe she participated in some kind of local Olympics or something, but I mean, so she was the goth girl who ran the 100 and won.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
Okay, well, fine. Write it down on your character background. Put endurance training, and now what do you have? Now I'll read what it is. Endurance training. Once per long rest, ignore gaining a level of exhaustion. Advantage on Constitution skill checks. Nice. Nice. So you have advantage on con checks. The exhaustion levels will be important. I'm going to explain the exhaustion levels rules later. At least my house rules. Phoebe, finally.
I think either coastal or desert. Think of
I
what
was thinking about choosing coastal because turtles, but I decided not to do that.
One more time. No turtles. Okay, so coastal. Why coastal?
I think actually desert.
Desert. Okay, so why desert?
Yeah. I think a dragon would be immune to heat exposure.
So your dragon is a black dragon, right? Did we look at what kind of weapon he has? Did you write it down?
No. Or yeah. Acid, I think.
Acid.
Yeah.
So you know what? Let's go over here.
I'd say swamp.
Let's go to the dragon section here. And dragon, ancient dragon, adult dragon. Let's go here. Dragon layers, dragons. Black dragons, dragon layers. Let's see. Metallic dragons, dragon layers. Each type of dragon makes its own layer in different favorite terrain. Let's see. Black. A whirlwind of sand. No, it's blue. Sorry. Swamps.
Yeah, I was right. It was swamp.
So, if you want to choose desert, that's fine. think about why your black dragon would have ended up in a desert. That's all. Perfect. So, you gonna go with that?
Yep.
All right. So, on your character sheet, under background, you write desert. You are immune to heat exposure, and you get half damage from
That's
fire
pretty
damage.
sweet.
Yeah, actually, it is pretty sweet. I'm not sure I like all this immune stuff, though. I have to rethink that. You know, to me, immune should really be resistant. I'll tell you why. I don't want to go off on too much of a rant here, but when I play a D&D game, as a player, I don't like it when a Dungeon Master takes things away from me. I want the Dungeon Master to allow me to do what I want, but at the same time, as a Dungeon Master, I don't want the players to take away things from me that I can do to them. Not because I want to be evil and mean and cruel and do things to them, but I want to be able to say, there's always a possibility that you can get burned. There's always a possibility that you can not be found. When you take that possibility away by making somebody immune to it, it kind of takes away the fun. So we'll leave it for now. You are immune.
Like you're immune to a specific type of poison, like mainly poisoning dealing with food, like food poisoning or that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you worked in a school cafeteria all your life. You're immune to food poisoning. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Going to school, you always got food poisoning.
Okay.
Ate, like some random thing.
Oh.
I could eat rotten food and be fine.
Okay,
I feel
dokie.
like that would be fun.
So we've got that part out of the way. We've got the background. Now we go to classes. Hey, you've already picked your classes, right? So, Phoebe, you are a fighter, right? And Saya, you are a
Druid.
So you're going to be a magic user?
Yeah, wizard.
Morley,
Magic
you
user, or whatever we're calling it now.
Yeah, whatever you're calling it.
spellcaster. Morley, you are a spellcaster, right? Elsa, have you chosen the spellcaster or the expert route?
The expert.
Okay.
Yay!
So in this game, you have the three, which basically, like I said before, it's the fighter, the expert, and the wizard. And let's go quickly back here. Fighter. You focus on martial combat, the master of arms and armor. Common archetypes include soldiers, mercenaries, knights, guards, samurai, warriors, archers, and brawlers. When you choose to be a fighter, you gain the following features. Ready, Phoebe? Your base hit points are 10 hit points, plus 1d10 for every level. At first level, this game makes you roll. I will not make you roll. I'm going to basically tell you get 10 hit points at first level. So here is where you go ahead and assign those numbers, Phoebe. It's very important because if you put a +2 under your con, you're going to end up with 12 hit points to begin with. Because at every level, you roll a d10 and you add your constitution modifier. So how are you going to distribute those points? By the way, the rest of you, go ahead and distribute your points.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is very interesting.
I think I should have some of that, what's that music? That Jeopardy music. While I wait for you.
I don't know why. Every time I just imagine it as my cat meowing, and I'm not sure why. It kind of sounds like it, though.
Okay, so have you done that? That should be quick, right? So, what did you choose, Phoebe? I'm curious.
Wait, what
Well,
are the main
obviously-
things for wizard?
Wizard?
Intelligence and wisdom, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, obviously +2 for strength.
Yeah.
-1 for intelligence. +2 for dexterity. 0 for wisdom and constitution. And 1 for charisma.
Okay. So in this case, your hit points to start off with, and you can put level 1. So right now you've filled up your character name, you filled up your race, your movement, your player name, or maybe not the character name, that's fine. You put in your alignment, you put level 1, you put in your background, You are 0 experience points. You filled in your proficiency. All of you put 0 experience points for now. You are.
So,
Zero experience points.
what's my alignment?
You chose good.
Okay.
Where is the hit points? Am I blind?
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, there. Sorry. Just a second. So, on your character sheet, actually, that's cool. On your character sheet for the fighter, it actually shows the D10 right there. So, put 10 hit points because you have 10 hit points to begin with. Yes, Saya, what's your question?
I was just wondering what it means that do I need to put like my +2 in the intelligence because it's proficient and whatever saving throw is supposed to mean.
We'll get to that afterwards.
What about my armor class?
We'll get to that afterwards. It's going to be a combination of of what kind of armor you buy. So your saving throws, you have, as you see here, you have to choose. You have Constitution that you are proficient with. So on your Constitution, you check off that box or you fill it in. That little circle. What does it look like on the other sheet? Let's see. Yeah, there's a... Actually, for a fighter... fighter. This is the expert character sheet, so fighter sheet. So on your fighter sheet, you automatically have a saving throw proficiency on Constitution. So you can fill out that little circle, right? You know what I'm talking about? And then you choose. You have a choice. You can choose either strength or dexterity to have a proficiency with. That basically makes you better off when you have to use that specific skill. Do you know which one you want to choose, Phoebe? It's either one, strength or dexterity. Think about it.
Strength.
Then
Strength.
make sure you blot out the con and the strength little circles, so you now know that you have proficiency in those two. Saya. Let's go to your characters for a minute. You are going to be a wizard, and specifically, well, let's do this first. So you are HP 6. So your hit points is a D6. You start off with 6. However, you have a con.
+1 Constitution.
That means your hit point is
7.
Perfect. Your important abilities are intelligence and wisdom. Now you are proficient with intelligence. So again, you fill out that intelligence little circle, and either wisdom or charisma. Your choice.
Trying to think of how an orc would be charismatic, and it's really funny. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do charisma just for the fun of it.
It's like,
That's a little confusing.
What happened?
You also have a skill proficiency. Intelligence? Okay, so look at this. This is actually, I didn't understand this before, but now I understand it. Yeah, I was confused too, but look at this. This is an example. You see it on screen?
Yeah.
You see how he has a plus here?
Yeah.
And there's a plus here? But there's a dash here. And there's a line over here.
Line there? Yeah.
Look at this here.
Yeah.
So if you're proficient, it's a line. If you have a saving throw, it's a dash.
So I'm proficient in charisma.
No. This is where I'm sorry. It's very confusing to me too, but I will explain it to you right now. Looking at this, this applies to Saya and Morley. you each have your hit die of 6, but your saving throws are intelligence or wisdom. Intelligence for sure. So you basically put a dash next to intelligence, like a little line. And for the saving throw, you also choose wisdom or charisma, so one or the other. So you put a dash through that.
Charisma.
So your charisma and your intelligence have a line through it. You don't fill it out. That was my bad. But your skill proficiencies, you put a straight up-down line, which means you are proficient with intelligence skills, and then again you choose wisdom or charisma. I know that's a bit confusing, but I think we can get used to it.
I'm gonna go wisdom because I have nothing else there.
Okay. Let's see. I didn't catch that when I first read the book. I don't totally missed that. So Phoebe, going back to you, I apologize. You have to redo that. So can you erase the fill when you filled it in? Can you erase it? Is that possible? It's a pen or a pencil? It's a pen? Oh, okay. All right. In that case,
I penned it too.
what you can do instead to make it more easy, understandable, put either a P for proficient or an S for saving throw. So Phoebe, you have a saving throw with Constitution. So next to Con, you can put an S, like just somewhere in the corner, and then you choose either Strength or Dexterity. I think you chose Strength, right?
Yeah, strength.
So put a little S next to the Strength as well, so you know you are also have a proficiency. Now for your skills, when you do a skill check, you choose 2: Strength, Dexterity, or Con. Now for that, put a P for proficient skill. Okay, so choose either Strength, Dex, or Con, and just put a little P next to it. God, I wish this was a little bit more simpler, but whatever. What do you think, Elsa? That's kind of wonky, eh? Eh. Let's look at your character. So for your character, the expert, you're a D8. Do you have a modifier under Con?
No.
So you're straight out 8 hit points from the get-go. Your saving throw is Dexterity, and any other thing you want, your choice. So put an S next to Dex, a little S. You know that's your saving throw proficiency, and whatever else you want. And your skill,
intelligence,
Dex, intelligence, or charisma, two of them, for your skill proficiency.
Dex and charisma.
There you go, done. All right.
Cool.
So let's go back over to the fighter. We're almost done. Almost done. All right. So Phoebe, fighters, you are proficient with all weapons. You don't have to write this down, but just so you know, you can choose any weapon you like. You can choose any armor you like. Your starting equipment is an adventurous pack, medium or light armor. We're gonna do the starting equipment either today or next time. Don't worry about it. But we will equip your characters with something. When you asked me before about your armor class, that's going to be a combination of your dexterity plus the armor type. It'll be 10 plus dexterity plus the armor. We'll make sure that's how it normally works, but we'll see. It basically, all I'm saying is the armor class will rely on the armor you choose. We'll do that later if we have time, or next time. So that is the fighter class features. This is where maybe perhaps this page for you, if you have the book, get your parents to print that page, like the class page.
What number is it?
For Phoebe, it's 20. Well, do you have the colored book or the non-colored book?
Colored.
So for you, colored book would be pages 28. 28 to 31. Just so you have it handy. So I'll go over it really quick for you, Phoebe. and don't worry if you forget. It's good to have it written down. At first level, as a reaction, you recover hit points equal to 1d10 plus your fighter level up to your maximum. You can use this a number of times equal to your proficiency. Wow. At first level, you can basically gain extra hit points just because you are one tough creature. That's pretty cool. It's definitely a tank. So, again, get your dad to print that page out so you can, just for a quick reference. You don't need the whole book printed out. Let's take a quick look moving forward. We won't look at everything, but cannon fodder. At level 2, if you hit a creature, CR 1/4 or less, so as a weak creature, its hit points are brought to 0, regardless. Basically, if you go up to a goblin and you hit him, he's dead. Don't even have to roll for damage. You just squish, squish, squish.
That means you can one-shot me, because I'm tiny.
Yeah, but just to get through your 2-foot hat first.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we won't go through all of the stuff right now, but there's a lot of cool stuff.
My hat, you can one-hit me.
Let's see. There's 10 level, 9, 10 levels. All right. Fighting styles. When you choose your fighter as your class, you also choose a fighting style to specialize in. The benefits you gain at first level, and additional benefits when you reach the prerequisites for the levels afterwards for each style. Okay, so quickly, here they are: archery, defense, dueling, great weapon mastery, leader. What sounds interesting to you? Phoebe? Defense, archery, dueling, great weapon, leader.
Either great weapon mastery or
All right. Read it over. Again, have your dad print those pages for you.
yeah.
Specifically the pages for the fighter class. It's 3 or 4 pages. Keep it with your character sheet, and what you should do is you should highlight whatever applies to your character. So you always have it as a quick reference. All right? Same for the rest of you. Let's go quickly over to the expert. So you've done your hit points, you've done your ability, saving throws, skill proficiencies. You are proficient with light and medium weapons, light armor. Your equipment, we'll go through the equipment later or next time. Class features, this is cool. First level, your expertise. You choose an ability. For all skill checks you attempt using this ability, you would double your proficiency bonus. What? At 8th level, you can choose a second ability. That is insane. That's pretty cool, though. Oh, you also get sneak attack at first level.
Yes. This is why I love playing rogues.
You're kidding me. You also have a specialty. Okay, you know what? Choose one specialty from the specialty list. Look at that.
Wait.
But you know what? It makes sense because the fighter can just pretty much smash everything. The casters can cast these wonderful magic things. So to give the expert something more, you know, you've got a little bit more of a special thing. So again, you should print those pages out, keep it, highlight what applies to you, so you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You can read all that stuff.
Wait, I wasn't here for the spellcaster stuff, or have you not done that yet?
We haven't done that. We're doing that next.
Okay.
So we're getting to that right now. All right. So specialties. Look at those specialties: assassin, burglar, scout, swashbuckler, treasure hunter. So take your time afterwards, read it, and yeah, have your parents print it. Wizards. Okay. I have not read this yet, so this is the first time I'm doing this. Wizards are those who specialize in magic and the weaving of spells. Some channel arcane energies and complex rituals of somatic and material components, while others gain their powers from deities through devout faith and others through song. Basically, a wizard can be...
Space.
a classic cleric or a classic wizard magic user. So your basic hit points for Saya and Morley is a 6 plus your con. Did you Did you put anything into con, Morley?
Put 2 actually.
Wow. So you start off with 8. Saya, you start off with 7. So Morley, did you choose your? Did you mark off the saving throws? You did, right? The S and the P.
Yes.
Okay.
The
Again,
cat is just over there biting a towel right now, and I'm not sure why.
because he's a cat and they're silly. Again, when you print these
Fishy.
papers, you will highlight your skill proficiency on the paper, just so it's really crystal clear. You
I can
attach.
do that right now, actually.
It's up to you. Preparing spells. Okay, here we go. Here's the really good, cool stuff. You can prepare
Yes.
a number of spells equal. So prepare. This is the important thing. You can prepare a number of spells equal to your level, adjusted by your intelligence modifier. Thus, a 4th level wizard with an intelligence modifier of 2 can prepare up to 6 spells at any given time. It requires a long rest to prepare. So you're at level 1, right? That's 1 spell. What is your intelligence modifier? So Saya, you get 3 spells prepared. Morley, what's your intelligence modifier?
2 as
Wait,
well.
where would I put that?
Good question. Let me take a look at the character sheet
Oh, I
for...
have a spell part.
Yeah, there should be a spell part somewhere.
Spells.
Doo.
Doesn't say a place to put that, so I'm just gonna write prep 3 on it.
Let me see the example we have here. So we have a wizard here. Let's see how they did it. Okay. Let's go back. Learning and adding spells. You begin to play with 4 spells in your spell book. So you can choose 4 spells from the spell list and add it to your spell book.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, is there a specific level that I can go up to, or can I just do any random level? I'm assuming there's a specific level that I can do.
Spellcasting at 1st level. How to learn? Okay, another spelling problem here. You how to learn. You learn how to cast spells from the wizard spell list. Let's see, is there a table? There might be a table. Let's take a quick look here. No. Class features. Spell. You can prepare a number of spells equal to your level, adjusted by your... Okay. You begin by playing with 4 spells. 1 offensive, 1 defensive, and 2 additional spells. So you're going to choose 1 offensive, 1 defensive, and 2 others of your choice. New spells will be acquired later. You also start with 2 cantrips of your choice. So you have 2 cantrips and 4 spells in your spell book. And I'm trying to answer your question. Sorry, I'm getting there. You learn to cast spells from wizard spell list. Arcane recovery. You gain I don't know. This is confusing.
I definitely don't think we can go up to 5th level spells.
No. That's for sure. I think we have to go to the spell section. Let's go to the spell section. That's probably why.
I'm already on my way there.
Spellcasting,
found
page
it.
55. There you go. There's a table on page 55.
55.
So, there you go. Level 1, you can cast 2 spells per day.
Wait.
And to show you an example, look at this example. This is a
Okay.
spellcaster. Spellcasting. You see how they put 2. So this is how many
Yeah.
spells you can cast per day. 2.
Okay.
And they wrote down here the cantrips, which you can cast unlimited, and the 1st level spells 1, 2, 3, 4. So you pick 4 level spells. You pick 4 spells, 1 defensive, 1 offensive, and 2 of the other kind. Write them in your first level. And that's it. Now let's go back to page... What page was it? That was the wizard. Arcane recovery. Okay, so first level, you can regain some of your spent magical energy. By spending an action, you can recover a number of spell slots equal to half of your level rounded up. Thus, a third level, you can recover up to 2 spells, which may be 2 first level spells, or 1 second level spell. Once you use this ability, you must finish a long rest. Okay, so you could basically once per day recover a spell as an emergency.
Okay.
That's the first level. And that is going to be put into this arcane recovery right there, as the example is on screen.
There.
Okay?
So right now I should put 1 levels.
Yeah. You can recover 1 level's worth of spells per day if you use your arcane recovery. But you need to spend an extra action to do so.
Yes.
And there's a whole bunch of other class features that you can see. And again, print those sheets, keep them with you, quick reference. And that's that. Magic bonds. No. Okay. So, let's take a look at this now. Magic bonds. When you gain your magical bond, choose one from one of the following. This is where you choose the type of magic you're going to cast. Now, it's also on that paper. You can see here, magical bond. I don't know when you get that. Let me see that. I think you get that at a certain level. Let me take a quick look.
I think it's 3rd. I think.
Level 4. The origin of your character's power is connected to you in a greater level. You choose one of the magical bonds. Okay, so you don't have to do that right now. But at 4th level, I didn't put that big. At 4th level, you will choose a magical bond, which is on the next pages over. But that's not for now. But let's take a quick look. Draconic, Divine, Fiendish. We all know where Morty's going with that one. Nature, Scholar, Sorcery, Shadow, Undead.
What the?
I'm choosing undead.
Okay, we've done alignment. We will skip alignment. Money and equipment. Okay, we're there at that point. Your character is finished. Except for the candles. Candles. The equipment. I was looking here. The first thing I saw was candles.
The candles.
So, I will let you...
We all need candles.
You guys can go by yourself or with your parent or whatever. Sit down and look at what you think you should have. Within reason. And look at your character... Under your character class, it tells you right away starting equipment. Like this is what? This is for fighter. So Phoebe, this applies to you. Starting equipment, you have an adventurer's pack, medium or light armor, shield, any 3 weapons, and 10 gold pieces. So you're then gonna go take 10 gold pieces and go shopping. You are going to do this on your own time. You are going to go to page, whatever page number it is. In this case, it's page 33. And in the other book, if anybody knows, tell me. It's page... where is it? Conditions, page... Oh, there. Page 24. And you will buy whatever you need to buy. I might need to do some math, converting stuff. But hey, it's not a big deal. It's just a little math. I'm not going to be picky. So that's the money and equipment. Now, to answer your question, Phoebe, about the armor class, and this applies to everybody, let's just go ahead and pick, at the very least, pick your armor. Oh, by the way, are you allowed to wear armor?
Spellcasters aren't, I think.
I don't think so. Let's take a look at that.
Yay, weak spellcasters.
Wizard.
I like warlocks. They're like strong spellcasters.
Yeah.
Read and weep.
dun, dun, dun.
Look at that.
And
Is
light
that-
weapons.
That's old school.
Sad.
That's sad. That's sad.
Make us
You are-
stronger.
You're only allowed light weapons.
I mean, at least we get weapons.
There
At
you
least
go.
we do get weapons.
I mean, unlike the
There's so
armor
many
situation.
games where wizards just are super weak. They can just cast like a couple of spells, and then that's it.
Elsa, what are you allowed?
Yeah.
They have bad
Light
systems.
armor, light and medium weapons.
Yes.
Oh, this is cool. They even simplified the weapons and the armor. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
So, a light weapon is a D6. A medium is a D8. Heavy is 2D6. Requires 2 hands. Light armor
So we
includes
basically.
light armor includes armor made from leather, heavy quilts, or laminated paper. You grant a +2 bonus. So, Phoebe. You have 10 gold pieces, right? I have some good news and some bad news for you. Armor costs at minimum 10 gold pieces. So, I don't think you can afford armor. I don't think anybody can afford armor at this point.
Oh,
I could afford
At
armor,
least you
but
automatically
would be
get it, I think.
absolutely useless.
Do you automatically get it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Elsa! What are you saying to me? You're saying that I'm lying? You automatically get it?
No, in starting equipment,
How much does heavy
you get
armor
armor.
cost?
Okay, fine. You automatically get it. Wipe that grin off your face. Yes, Phoebe, you can choose, if you'd like, you can choose to have... does it say heavy armor, or does it say... I'm going to double check this. I'm going to be the grumpy old man now. Fighter.
You're in
Fighter.
classes. Fighter.
Medium
Yeah.
or light armor. Shield and 3 weapons. You get that automatically. So, just so you understand quickly, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but just to make sure, if you go over to the page where it says armor, you can choose medium or light armor. I'm guessing you're going to choose medium armor because you want to be a tank. So, on your character sheet, where does it have
Tank.
armor? Equipment. Under equipment, you put medium armor. And you can describe it however you want later on. You can say it's plate mail or whatever. I don't care. It's just for the sake of rules, it's medium armor. And you get a +4 bonus to your armor class. Medium, you have a shield as well. So medium shields grant a +2. So let's do some math there, Phoebe. Your armor is 10 plus your con modifier, which is what? Not con, sorry, your dex modifier, which is what?
+2.
So 10 plus 2, 12. Plus medium armor, which is 4. 16. Right?
Yeah.
Plus a shield. Plus 2. 18.
18.
Your armor class, therefore, is 18. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. We won't go through all this. You can have some time afterwards to polish off the characters with the equipment and such.
And
Let's see
name
what
them.
else. And name them, yes. And maybe even perhaps draw somebody. And Elsa has already drawn her character. So, how to play. We won't go into that because you know how to play. We kind of went over it already. But you're welcome to read the book. It's super simple. Ability checks. Works the same way. I'm going to make you say, instead of saying, give me a perception check, I might slip and say, give me a perception check. But what's a perception check?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Perfect. There you go. You already know.
The bum.
It's that simple. The resting. Yeah, I did highlight a few things. I want to go quick because it's getting kind of late, but we have to talk about the game. Short rest. A short rest lasts an hour. In my games, as you know, you need a med kit, kind of like a first aid kit. So you need that in order to get the short rest, to get the healing. You cannot do more than one long rest every 24 hours. I'm going to kind of describe this as we play. I'm going to be very strict because I don't like when you guys don't do this, but I've had players who they explore a room, they take a short rest. Explore another room, take a short rest. It doesn't work that way. So that's that. Combat, combat actions. Explained it to you. You have one action, which is a move, another action, which could be an attack or a spell cast or whatever. Open a door. Creature sizes. Blah, blah, blah. Making attack roll. You guys know all this. Nat 1s. Nat 1s, nat 20s. Same thing. Nat 1s is a miss. And I get to just go to town and do whatever I want with your character. Nat 20, you do double damage. And I might keep using the cards. I'm not sure if I want to use the cards, but it's going to be double damage. Type of attacks, range, opportunity. Opportunity attacks, they still exist. It's basically, if someone tries to run away from you, you have a reaction. I'm not crazy about that rule, but I'll let it stay for now. Armor class. Oh, there it is. They actually listed armor class is AC 10 plus Dex modifier plus armor modifiers. We did it correctly, Phoebe. Cool. Advantage. Optional rule here. Ooh, there's an optional rule. No, forget it. No, forget it. Hit points.
What was it?
I don't know. I don't care. Special attacks. Maneuvers. Oh yeah, this is cool. I like these things. If you want to trip at a target, you basically do a dexterity check. At this arm, you do a dexterity check. You can also maybe print this and keep it like somewhere so oh, I can do this, I can do that. It's really cool. Sometimes you don't have to kill a creature. Sometimes you can just trip him. Sometimes you can just shove him. Sometimes you just think outside the box. Super simple.
So you're about to kill someone, you decide to just trip them instead.
Yeah, there's a pit.
This game, having experience doing karate is actually going to be helpful.
Just trip them and then do a dance around them and then leave them.
By the way, isn't that an awesome picture?
Yeah, it seriously is. What
It's a
page
cool
is that? I want to.
That's page 51.
Okay, I'm going there.
Kathleen, hit points, damage, and death. Okay. Yeah, we won't go into that.
I want to revive.
Don't worry about it.
side.
Saving throws. It's all there. You can read it. Conditions. They're pretty much the same as D&D 5th edition. So it's all there. I'm not like super picky about this stuff, but it's there. Grappled works the same way. Spell casting. You cannot cast spells in armor. I'll reread it afterwards, but I don't think there's much to really concern us about targeting creatures. There's a spell list, an entire spell list on page 57 of the colored book. And, ooh, that was small. There must be one also on the other book somewhere. Let's see what else.
Whoa, this is
After
cool.
the spell list, I go to the top.
I'm just geeking on spells. Oh my
Spell
god, there's
cast.
only 5 levels of spells. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, is that true?
Yes.
Yeah. This is so much easier.
Have you not looked through them?
Okay, a
Hazard,
cantrip is called Spare the
spare,
Dying.
hazard.
That's very interesting.
This level, wizards gain the ability to craft scrolls.
Frequently asked questions. Okay. You have the books. Take your time. Read it if you want. You should. Get familiar with things. Ask me questions if you have. We have the characters now. After we get offline, you guys go ahead and name the characters. Print your sheets. Attach them all together so you have it all quick and handy. And highlight the stuff. Like I said, highlight what applies to you. You don't have to rewrite everything on a character sheet. It's nice to have it there. So if I ask you something and I'm going to forget, what does that do? You have it already highlighted for you. Now, by the way, once you've done that, once you've done your characters, see if your parents can maybe scan the documents or take a picture. Because we're not using D&D Beyond anymore. So it'll be nice if I have a copy of your character sheets so I can keep it on my file in case I need to know something or if you lose your character, okay? So I'll remember, hopefully remember to tell your parents that once you've done all this to send me a copy. Let's move on. We've done the character creation. We've explained about the rules a little bit. I want to talk about the campaign. And the first thing I want to talk about is the four of you should in some way know each other. So that we don't have to come up with, we begin the game in a tavern and you walk in. We're going to come up with some kind of a storyline as to how you each know each other, friends or whatever. It'll be cool if you are already a bunch of friends.
Yeah, I'm assuming two of us will know each other, and then the other two will know each other, and then they'll meet and they'll be like, hello.
Something like that. Okay, wait for Morley. She's coming back. Okay, so Morley, what I was saying, in case you missed it, was I want all four of your characters to already know each other, so that there's some kind of pre-built history. Think about it. I don't know how you guys can communicate with one another. If you have to, maybe tell your parents, say, hey, Mom, can you tell Phoebe that I thought about this idea or whatever. Then you can all like communicate that way. We can reconvene next time we play and talk about it. So we won't go too much into that because it's getting a little bit late. But we will have to talk about, this is basically a session 0 where we talk about the characters, create the characters, do all this stuff, and talk about the rules and whatnot. And we're going to also talk about things that we want to do in a campaign. But before we get to the actual campaign, you've all been playing with me now for about a year or a year and a half. We've played different characters. We've played sort of a campaign at the beginning, and then we went into the big campaign.
Yeah.
I want to know from
Confusing.
you, what did you like that I did and want more of, and what did you not like and don't want me to do anymore? Go, Phoebe. She was first up.
Kronk. Keep Kronk.
Yes.
Yeah, keep a
He
Kronk
is our
person.
mascot.
Yes, we need Kronk. We need Kronk. Or some Kronk-like creature.
No, we
Yeah.
need Kronk.
We need
Mascot.
Kronk.
Mascot.
Kronk.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Is there anything that you wanted me to change, Morley?
Allow me to be a turtle.
Why?
Why me? Next! Phoebe, again? This better be a good one.
Okay. I was gonna say allow Morley to be a turtle, but
Okay, so I'm going to assume that you guys are cool with whatever I've done. There's nothing that you want changed.
No,
I'll tell my dad to text you something because I can't think of something at the
Okay,
moment.
if you don't have it, that's fine. I just want to make sure, the important thing is I want to make sure you're all having fun. And I want to have fun, right? And when I play with my friends here, we always want to have fun. We want to know what to do, what not to do. Which brings me to the one more point that I'm going to get into, because it's still something I want to know how you feel about, because it's going to affect how I'm going to do the campaign. But before we get to that, I have to explain to you where I'm going with the campaign. I've thought about this a lot, and I've asked your parents. I thought, well, what if we did this? What if we did that? And I'm leaning towards doing sort of like definitely a good versus evil game. I don't want your characters to be evil. Definitely don't want that. But more so, I'm going to lean towards horror, undead.
I'm definitely
What
fine
the-
with that.
I've never played a game like this, but I'm excited.
Okay, so
Horror, death, creepy stuff, I'm assuming.
Yes,
That's kind of
it-
what you mean by that.
it'll be kind of creepy. I like creepy.
My
I
black-
like,
My
you
black
know.
cat will fit in perfectly.
Can you do something with Cthulhu?
Cthulhu will just come down and swallow you whole and the game's over. You want that?
No, something.
If you
No,
ask
don't do that.
if you ask to be a turtle
I
one more
want that
time,
to be
we'll
part of
just
it.
start the game with a Cthulhu
Oh, yeah.
boss fight.
Yeah, you're a turtle. Guess what? Cthulhu rises and swallows you whole. You're a snack. Okay, so
You're turtle guts now.
so seriously, if no one is like, I don't want to scare you guys. I don't want you guys to, finish the game and go crying, say, "Oh, Brad scared me," or not sleep. Like, I want you to have fun. But I mean, I don't know about you, but me, I love horror movies. I love to be frightened, and when it's over, I'm like, "Oh wow, that was a really cool movie, and I love this thing." You know what I mean? It's the same thing when you are.
Being 100% honest, I've never watched a horror movie, so I actually have no clue.
That's fine, but like when I'm playing the game, just like I want to have the feeling of always like, oh my gosh, is my character gonna die? Oh my gosh. I also want to have the feeling like, oh my, is there something around the corner? It gets exciting, right? When you take away the power from the dungeon master to make things deadly, it's boring. So by allowing that to make, you have a chance of failure because of the dice rolls, because of bad decisions, it adds to the story, and it gives you, the player, more excitement because you don't know what's going to happen. Add to that another layer of horror where you have undead creatures and creepy things and such. It makes it more fun for some people, which is why I asked at the beginning, is there something that you didn't like that I did, or like that I wouldn't want me to do? I got kind of funny answers, the whole turtle thing. Let's not go there. But moving forward, right? Elsa said right away, yes, I think she wants horror. I think Borley's on board. Phoebe seems to be on board. Saya has never watched a horror movie, which is fine. Don't. I mean,
I've read creepy books where everyone dies, so I think I'm good.
okay. I'm not gonna go and scare the bejeebies out of you. Maybe not.
The jeepers.
But I just want to make sure, like, if there's anything you don't like, you let me know. I'm not gonna go all creepy and describe all kinds of nasty things. I won't do that. You're still kids.
Yay. That's the thing that I don't want.
So I won't do that, but it might get a little frightening or creepy, like
Gruesome.
it won't be gruesome. Maybe it'll be gruesome, but I won't describe the gruesomeness. I won't do that.
You're just gonna be like, that is gruesome.
It'll be PG.
Done.
PG-13?
Yes.
I'm trying to think of an idea here. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an idea now.
Ren is just like,
You're walking down the corridor. You know there's something down the corridor. You can smell it. You can sense it. But it's pitch dark in here. You light your torch. And as the torch comes to life and lights the hallway, you see what looks to be the shadow disappear around the corner. And with that, at that very moment, you get a bit of a whisper in your ear. You turn around and there's nothing there. What do you do?
okay, I get it.
Okay?
Enough said.
And also, there'll be undead creatures. A lot of undead creatures. That type of thing. Zombies, skeletons,
I'm going to learn the raise undead ability. Or something similar
Okay.
to that.
So I think we're
That
all
way.
cool.
Stronger.
We're all on the same page. When we're not playing a published adventure of any kind that I know of. I have to decide.
Yeah.
And we will begin probably next week. And when we begin, we will at that point discuss how your characters came to know each other. But think about it for now if you have any ideas. Okay?
Yeah.
So your homework for the week is print those pages that apply to your character. Highlight the stuff that you've chosen so that you have it there. Go through the equipment list, pick whatever you want, put it on your character sheet, make it legible so I can read it. I wish I had a PDF that you can fill, but I don't have one. I might create one if I have a chance. And then have your parents send it to me somehow, take a picture or whatnot. And we will begin with that and put a character name. And if you do have artwork, like Elle said, fine. Give it to me. And that's it. We're done for today. I know we didn't play, but I hope you had fun and you were ready to. I hope you're inspired to play a new game with new characters.
I am. I'm ready to not
Excellent.
be a turtle.
No, you won't be a turtle. You might be turned into a
Said
turtle,
I'm ready.
but that's another story.
Oh my god. Or have a little pet tortoise. Little pet turtle dude.
Any questions before we call it a day? Everybody cool? Everyone good?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
Have a wonderful day and a week, and I will see you guys next week in 7 days, where we will begin something with your characters. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, extremely cryptic person.